as promised in today's short, I want to talk about, how incredible it is to get pissed off and frustrated about something in your life. I cannot deny the fact that I get upset. I don't want to say frequently, but often enough that I can't ignore it. Why does that matter? Why is that important? Well, one, it's because I'm human, period. Don't ever think that all of this talking that I do in these videos, all of these ideas that I have are 100% constant. No. I'd say it's in the upper 80s, 90% of the time, yeah, but every once in a while something happens that just takes me off. But I think one of the strongest skills that I have is that the more something frustrates me, the more I do something about it. If something's just a minor inconvenience, it's quite easy for me to let it go. But when something actually infuriates me, it needs change, and I do it. I make that change. I create that change. I was gonna say something else, but I forgot. Think about it like this. You're going to have problems in your life, no matter what. Everybody is. I have problems, that's why I get upset. But when someone comes to you, or when you go to someone else and you have these problems, what do you do about it? Like, seriously, do you go just to talk about the problem? Or do you go with the intention of doing something about it? I'll be honest, most of the world will only talk about it. Most of the world will just sit there and complain until they get it off their chest, and then they're done. They don't do anything, they don't say anything, they don't bring it up later unless it happens again. But they don't do anything to fix it. If you just adopted the mindset of, you know what, I'm gonna find the solution to this BS. I'm gonna find a solution to this issue. I'm gonna find a solution to everything that needs figuring out. You will truly be in the top 1% of anybody out there. Because that is what this upper echelon of people are doing, right? We can think many things about anybody, right? But what really sets apart the people who have become genuinely wealthy and successful, and I don't just mean rich with money, I mean wealthy with their relationships, their health, their finances, yes, their career / mission, right? Their time, their family, their kids. The people who are genuinely wealthy are the ones who've decided that their problems are opportunities to find solutions, to find something new. And so I think one of my greatest skills is never giving up when something really pisses me off. Never. Because it's exactly in that moment, in those moments, that you need to stick with it. You need to pull through. Sometimes it takes me time, for sure. Sometimes the same problem or the same issue will pop up in my life multiple times, and all that tells me is the answer before was not the right one, and that's okay. I get to learn, I get to grow, I get to try again. This way of thinking, right, all of this stuff is because I have this deep core, this deep-rooted intention of wanting to be an example. I think a lot of us do. A lot of us want to be someone to be looked up to. Sure, whichever one works for you. Whichever one worked grammatically. A lot of us want to be examples. And a lot of us think that our best parts will be the example. I think a lot of us want the best parts to be an example. But in reality, when you are an example of a person, and 99.9% of the time you don't get to choose who uses you as an example, they're going to use the best and worst parts. So yeah, you might have an influence over someone in your life, but they're also looking at the parts that you haven't worked on, you haven't fixed. So I ask you, if that's not already pissing you off, your worst parts, is that something you want in the people you're impacting the most around you? Like, do you want them to experience that? Do you want them to have the same pitfalls as you? Or do you want to be the type of person that has pitfalls but shows everyone around you how to get out of them, how to find the solution, how to find bigger problems? The size of your problems directly correlates to the quality of your life. If you want a larger quality of life, you have to find larger problems. You can't have problems of getting pissed off that someone cut you off in traffic, or I don't know, all the cash registers at the store or have super long lines. I don't know, right? You can't have these small problems if you want to have a big life. All these successful people in the world, they have big problems. Problems that for you and I, we can't even comprehend what the solution would be. We're not there yet. We have our own problems. And your goal should be solving the ones you have and finding bigger problems. The bigger the problem, the bigger the person. The bigger the problem, the bigger the hero that emerges. Be your hero. Find the quality of life that you want to live. Find the quality of life that the good and the bad will be a good example for the people that you want to impact. I want to impact a lot of people, and I know that my pitfalls are still my pitfalls. And as proud as I am of how far I've come, I know that there is still so much to do, so far to go. So I'm going to get there. And you know what? I'm going to use my emotions to my advantage. Things that, bother me or I don't quite like, I'm going to get pissed off about them. I'm going to choose to get pissed off, because the more I feel that, the more likely I am to find the way out. I'm going to remind myself how it screwed me up in my past, how it's screwing me up now, and how it'll screw me up in the future if I don't do anything about it. Then I'll find the solution. I'll change, and I'll move on to the next problem. We're always going to have problems. And I'll say it one more time. We are always going to have problems. Just do yourself a favor and find bigger problems to think about. We don't worry out here. Worry, that's a fleeting emotion. We become a hero to ourselves. We find the solution. We do what we have to do to find even bigger problems. So whatever problem you have right now, no matter how insurmountable it feels, no matter how scary things are, you will get through it, because nothing lasts forever. And on the other side of it, vow to become a bigger person. Vow to let this problem just be an example so that you can live the best quality of life that you deserve. I'm not doing this for me. I'm doing this for you. Or maybe I'm not doing this for you. I'm doing this for me. But I hope you could learn something about it, Yeah. Good job. I know you're going to get pissed off soon. And I know because you watch this video, you might think a little bit differently about it. Just a little. And you don't have to be perfect immediately, but the more you do it, the easier it gets, I promise. I've done it. So, until you and I get pissed off again, just remember to always fill up with the love. And I look forward to seeing you in the next one. I love you.